What's up, GI TV? Bantha Bill here, and today we're going to be doing a little compare and contrast between two guns which have become known as wire cutter guns because of their rail systems. As today we go over the GC16 Predator and the officially licensed Warsport LVOAC. Then we're going to start off by going over some of the similarities between these guns. The first one and most obvious being that they are both of an M4 variant. Next thing in common is they do include high capacity magazines in the box as well as iron sights. Difference being these ones are flip up and down, these ones are solid and can only be removed. One other feature that is similar is that they both have ambidextrous fire control selectors. So for those of you that are lefty like me, either of these guns are going to work out. However, besides those similarities between these guns, they are both different in their own ways, which we're going to go over right now. Now, the first and most obvious difference between these two is the price point. The G&G Predator, now this is the full metal variant, comes in right around $315 at airsoftgi.com. There is a different variant that is going to be cheaper and it's going to be primarily polymer. This guy, the LVOA, comes in right around $430 pre-order airsoftgi.com. Now it's worth noting this one is not currently in stock. This is a green one that we painted tan since we are the exclusive retailer of the Flat Dark Earth variant of the Krytac LVOAC, and right now if you pre-order it, you are going to get 10 free magazines with that purchase. Now, moving on back to the Predator, one big difference that I noticed between these two is while they do have ambidextrous fire selectors, something that's pretty nice for those lefties out there like me, it does have an ambidextrous mag release. So, you know, no longer are you going to have to do that trick where you use your thumb and release the magazine. With this one, you can just drop the mag with your left index finger and go on from there. Also does have an ambidextrous charging handle, so it does make adjusting the hop up a little bit easier on the gun. Also features a key mod rail system instead of the, modular rail system. However, it is worth noting on this one, it is not standard key mod. The actual key mod slots are not beveled at all, so regular accessories are going to require some modification to fit. It is wired to the rear, and internally there is one thing that makes these two guns similar, and that is they both come pre-installed with a MOSFET. From there though, this one has something a little bit different because the trigger control is not your standard AEG trigger control, but it is, let me see if I get it on this down. It does have a micro switch trigger. That was a lot of fun to try and get it to show up on the sound. But whereas the LVOA does have your standard trigger contacts, both of them are going to be wired to the rear, and then also this one does feature a more ergonomic, I guess you could say, pistol grip, which is pretty comfortable for those of you with larger hands. Another big difference that is worth noting is that barrel lengths are completely different. This one has about a 10-inch barrel and shoots around the 310 to 330 FPS mark. So actually, this gun's going to be much more suited for CQB compared to the LVOAC. Obviously on these two, the stock is going to be a little bit different because one of them is a Krytac stock, the other one's a G&G. But it is worth noting that this one has something I like, which is Skittle storage. So if you need a snack out on the field, you could hide some Skittles in there and you're good to go. Internally, this gun does feature the standard G&G gearbox, which is known to be pretty rugged because we use them here in-house in our G4 series custom airsoft guns. Now, something I like to point out about those little G&Gs, they are tough because we do have a G4 in the marketing department that we have done nothing to the internals, and we've actually tried to kill that thing and it will not die. So kudos to you, G&G, on the gearbox. However, I must say that internally the LVOAC is extremely rugged and durable. Krytac really spent a lot of money and a lot of time developing the gearbox and making everything as strong as possible for a great price. You're gonna have a pre-installed sorbo pad. You're gonna have an easy change spring system, which for me, I really like because whenever I've disassembled a gearbox, it's always a little bit difficult, that whole trying to reassemble it while putting the spring in thing. It's kind of a pain. So with theirs, you remove the gearbox, you just turn a screw, pull out the spring, then you can do whatever you need the inside, assemble it back up, put the spring back in, and you're good to go. Another thing that I do like on this, the rotary style hop ups. So, vibration and stuff isn't going to spin the standard wheel around. It's going to hold in place and it actually clicks into place with numbers. So depending on the weight of BB you're using, you know exactly which one to use. As you guys can see, the bolt locks back and has a working bolt release. Another key difference between these two is, like I said earlier, barrel length. This one has about a 14.5-inch barrel, so it's a standard M4 length. It just seems longer because you do have the rail system that comes all the way to the end of the muzzle brake. Something else that's worth noting on this is that your key mod rails and stuff will work on this gun. The trick is you just remove the key mod nut and it will thread directly into this rail system. Now, another key difference between these two rifles is going to be the FPS. As I stated earlier, the Predator comes in shooting around, the 310 to 330 FPS mark, which is perfect for indoor play. However, this bad boy shoots around the 370 to 380 FPS mark, meaning that this is going to be perfect for outdoor field play. So me personally, being an outdoor player, I would go with this gun over the Predator because I like to have a little bit of a higher FPS because I use heavier BBs, and generally it is going to work a little bit better, especially for outdoor field play. Now, another thing is the LVOA is going to come with your standard looking GI mag, so it's going to be your STANAG, regular M4 magazine. However, the G&G is going to come with the texturized, rubberized magazine, which is easy to grip and easy to reload, and they seem to have designed it in a way that it can be used almost as a grip. Not that I would, but you can if you choose to. So another little neat feature with the G&G. Now, to end this compare and contrast video, we want to ask you guys, the viewers, which would you rather have? Is it the G&G Predator, or is it my personal favorite, the LVOAC? Leave your comments in the section below. Once again, I'm Bantha Bill, this is JITV, and don't forget to Magpul! Tactical Crab Walk.
Now, I'm sure the vast majority of you out there are aware of Lancer Tactical as a brand that delivers very affordable airsoft guns, as well as a wide variety of tactical gear. Well, their Lone X AKs are their first foray into the mid-grade line of airsoft guns, and in my opinion, as well as the opinion of the GI Tech department, they did one heck of a job with their line of AKs. Let's take a look.